and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be discussing the most important and foundation behaviour of positive reinforcement, and that's teaching your horse to behave calmly around food. Without this behaviour, positive reinforcement training can easily fall apart and even become an unpleasant experience for the horse. A common comment about positive reinforcement training is that it creates horses who are bargy, snatchy, overexcited and even dangerous around food. Horse carers worry that their horse will become a food-obsessed and out-of-control monster if they use positive reinforcement, and that the training will only be about the food and not the relationship between them and the horse. Luckily, I am here to tell you that absolutely doesn't have to be the case, and that's because the first behaviour any horse should be taught with positive reinforcement is how to relax and behave calmly and desirably around food rewards. The first step towards creating a horse who is emotionally balanced when working with food is to choose an appropriate reinforcer. An ideal food reward is one that the horse finds interesting but not too exciting. You want them to be motivated to seek out the reward, but not frantically trying to obtain it from you. Think of this like humans with chocolate. If someone offered us a chocolate bar, or even a whole chocolate cake, that might be very exciting to us, and we might want to just take it and eat it all there and then. We wouldn't really want to wait. On the other hand, if someone offered us a sandwich, it would most likely be a different story. Sandwiches can be really nice and are definitely something that we might enjoy and want to eat. However, they probably aren't quite as exciting as a whole chocolate cake, so we would be more likely to be much calmer and less impatient about eating one. It's the same for our horses. Presenting them with the reward of a carrot is probably going to cause much more excitement and frantic, unfocused behaviour than rewarding them with a handful of chaff. Good reinforcers tend to be lower value ones such as hay pellets, alfalfa cubes, chaff, or even hay. You want them to be interested, but in a nice, relaxed way, not frantically mugging you and unable to focus because they're just so excited. The next thing to consider is the amount of food you give per reinforcement. Horses are different to humans in that their guts have developed to consume a large amount of high fibre food per day. Humans tend to eat one small mouthful at a time in meals that are spaced out throughout the day with long periods between eating it all in between. On the other hand, horses have a biological and evolutionary need to be eaten for the majority of the day, generally around 16 to 18 hours to be exact. Because of this, offering a small reward such as one piece of carrot or a couple of hay nuggets is actually a highly unnatural way for them to eat. Their seeking system will become highly aroused and they will be looking for more and more. If we instead feed a high fibre feed in a good sized handful, the seeking system is able to disengage for a moment, making training more effective as there is a nice pause between repetitions of the behaviour and the reinforcement. By ensuring that we feed larger handfuls in somewhat frequent amounts, we can help to keep the horse calm and satiated, which actually can completely eradicate a lot of behavioural issues around food. Choosing something low calorie also allows us to feed more without worrying about the horse piling weight on. Now that you've selected an appropriate reinforcer and have a good amount of it ready to train in your treat pouch, we can begin to look at how we can train our horses to behave in a way that is desirable to us around food. Horses can be large and even dangerous animals without even meaning to be, so a horse who is mugging us and pushing us around can put us in a bad position. Please be aware that for horses, this is natural for them. They are seekers and foragers, and so seeking out their food is what they are biologically programmed to do. They are not being naughty or nasty, but when they are working with us humans, there do have to be some things in place to keep things safe and fun for both horse and trainer, and we can use positive reinforcement itself to create this in a way that the horse finds enjoyable. What we want to do is teach the horse to stand calmly beside us and allow their food reward to come to them. For some horses, this can be really tricky to begin with, especially if they are the very excited and muggy type. But with patience and good technique from their trainer, their behaviour can be completely transformed and they can make lovely clicker training horses who know exactly how to behave around food in a calm and safe manner. Start by ignoring when your horse turns their head towards you or tries to get at your pouch, and then reward them for any movement of their head away from you or out of your space. Eventually, this behaviour can be shaped towards the horse having their head forwards and not coming towards you to try to take the food. They will wait patiently whilst you deliver the food to them after the click and generally do so in a relaxed way as they know the food will come to them. This then transfers to all elements of clicker training, even when working in movement or riding. It is also important to remember to really focus on rewarding calm behaviour and body language signs around food. Therefore, it is essential to have a good understanding of horse behaviour to do this. We don't want to inadvertently reward stress behaviour instead. As always, there are some exceptions to the rule, and also things that we as trainers need to ensure we're getting right to enable the training to be successful. So let's do some troubleshooting. Starting with the trainer, we need to ensure that we have good timing with the click. If we click a couple of seconds after the correct behaviour has taken place, we may accidentally reward the horse for the wrong thing. You probably won't be perfect in the beginning, as no one is, but try to click as close to the right behaviour as you can and reward promptly so that the horse associates the click and the food with the behaviour you'd like to see more of. Secondly, we need to have good technique when delivering food. Bring your hand so that it encourages the horse's head to stay straight and reward them with their head forwards. If they turn their head towards you in the process, you can patiently wait until they turn it back away or hold it somewhat forward again. Now on to the horses. Some horses have a lot of trauma around food due to starvation or going hungry for frequent periods, and these horses can be super hard to train this type of behaviour to. Food is valuable to them more than most, and so they are more motivated to protect it and ensure that they have access to it, which can lead to aggression or anxiety and frantic snatchy behaviour. I would recommend working in protected contact with these equines, so behind a solid barrier, to keep yourself safe and allow them to be able to have some distance from you if they feel that they need to. You need to use the lowest value food rewards that these horses will still enjoy eating and reward as frequently as possible, so breaking the training plan down into the tiniest of steps is really beneficial here. It may also help a lot to reward these horses using a bucket in front of them, as this provides a more natural way of eating. Their head is down like when they graze and they can forage around the food in the bucket. It also protects your hand and body better, and the natural head lowering this behaviour provides has a calming effect on horses, so that can help too. Another good tip for working with horses who have behavioural issues around food is to make sure that they have some hay or a bucket of feed directly before the training session, so that they are already consuming food and chewing before the session starts. If they haven't eaten an adequate amount right before, they will be more frantic and frustrated around the food once they're in the training session. Also, having other food options available during the training that they can access if they feel the need to is important. This could be another bucket of food, some hay, or maybe even grazing. Complex behavioural issues can have many roots, and many need a lot of knowledge and experience to solve well, and there is also a chance that the horse may be in pain and exhibiting signs of issues around food as a result, so it is very important to ensure that your horse doesn't need medical attention in these situations. So I hope this has helped you to understand why teaching appropriate behaviour around food is so important to be successful in clicker training your horse. I hope that it has given you some ideas on how to do so, and what it might be appropriate to do if you have a horse who displays behavioural issues around food. I have a history of working with extremely food aggressive and anxious horses, as I personally have rescues, and all of them have had some issues around food that we've had to work really hard on. I'll be sure to upload some case studies of them soon to go along with this video. If you are really struggling or have a horse who is very food anxious or aggressive, please also consider contacting an experienced and suitably qualified behaviourist or clicker trainer to help you.